Hi, Mokos. Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we have an amazing and incredible guest. I'm so excited to talk to you and introduce you. We have Ethan Moyo. He is Zueth Petroleum founder, and Ethan is the president and CEO of For Energy, and he's their director, for energy director, and he's also Marhaba group board member, global investor, and he's also a WBAIF senator. And we'll ask him what that means. Ethan, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're so excited to have you. And Ethan, can you let everyone know where you are tuning in with us live from today?
I'm tuning in from Zimbabwe in Africa.
That's amazing. I've never been to Africa. I hear it's just stunning and so beautiful. Can you share a little bit like what your city do you have? I mean, I'm like so silly, but do you have elephants around you or giraffes?
No, Africa is a very amazing place. I mean, if you want to see the sun, you have to come to Africa. Of course, you've got your animals, your elephants, your rhinos, your giraffes. Your each and every animal you can find it in Africa. So if you want to find a place where you just need some air, and connect with nature, Africa is the place to be.
Oh, I definitely am going to book a trip in the future and hopefully get to meet you in person as well. But I want to ask
Definitely.
you, yeah, Ethan, can you tell us a little bit? You do so many wonderful things. So maybe we will tell everyone about Zueth Petroleum. Can you share us about what is that and how you got started in petroleum?
Okay. All right. Well, Zueth Petroleum is an oil and gas company that operates globally. We operate in Russia. We operate in Kuwait. We operate in Southern Africa. So those are your South Africa, Mozambique, Botswana, Zimbabwe. Basically, what we do is we're involved in the supply of petroleum products across the globe. We're also involved in oil and gas projects that we do, oil refining, petroleum storage sites, retail sites. So basically, we're involved in everything petroleum. So that's what Zueth Petroleum does on a daily basis.
Amazing. So you are the founder and president and CEO of Zueth Petroleum. So,
Yes.
and your company is very reputable, and oil and gas is your specialty. And can you tell us a little bit of like the different products? So some people don't realize that oil is used for so many products that we use daily, right?
True, very true, very true.
Yeah. And then also you sit on the board of For Energy, which is a private LTD as a non-executive director. And you're also executive board member at a Dubai and London-based company, which is Marhaba group of companies. And they have operations
Yes.
in the UAE and Europe. And
Yes.
so yeah. And then I promised our listeners that we would explain what WBAIF. So that is World Business Angels Investment Forum, and you're the
Yes.
senator to Zimbabwe. Can you explain a little bit to our listeners what that is?
Okay. The World Business Angels Investment Forum is a forum of highly identified CEOs globally, together with world leaders that have come together and sit on a board and discuss ways in which we can better improve funding in different countries around the globe. So it's basically a pool of funds put in by world leaders and CEOs globally, and they appoint senators in each and every country across the globe and invest in individual countries at large. So basically, that's the World Business Angels Investment Forum. What it does, its aim is to ease access to finance and to make investment quite accessible to each and every country at large.
Oh, and is there a specialty that the Angel Investment Forum is interested in, or a sector?
I think it's across all sectors, as long as one has, a good enough business plan, business project, which you then submit to the World Business Angels Investment Forum. And once you make it, then the investment is approved. So it's basically across each and every sector. We're not limited to any industry per se. But yeah, I think once one has a good enough business plan that's feasible and doable, I'm sure that they will be excited to invest.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. And I want our audience to know, like, you're pretty young, right,
Yes,
Ethan?
yes,
Yeah. And so are you're still, oh, your age is around 22, right?
yes, very true.
Okay, so I want our audience to know how fabulous you are because just at 22 years of age, you are the youngest CEOs to ever run an oil and gas corporation. That's incredible, Ethan.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So, and then, you were also selected in the top 5 of the biggest youth entrepreneurs in your home country. That's
Yes.
amazing. So, everyone's probably going to say, "Whoa, how did you start?" Like,
Okay.
can you tell us your path, your career path that led you to your passion about oil and petroleum and becoming the CEO of Zueth Petroleum?
Okay. I think it started in 2016. We actually decided to work for a real estate company. This is where I actually got, your usual business methods and, built myself as a businessman. So my first business, in fact, was real estate. But I was actually doing it to learn. My first feasible business was part of that industry. But then I developed love for petrochemistry because at that time I was studying chemistry, and I had a certain love for petrochemistry. So then I decided, no, why don't I do something in which I love? I mean, I'm in love with petroleum. I understand it very well. So let me open a company within what I love. So I then thought about following my passion because once you follow your passion, you don't have to push yourself. The vision pulls you itself. And that has basically led to where I am today when I run, actually own 60% of the company, of the oil and gas company. And yeah, basically I just followed my passion and, sky's the limit. Being a young person, of course, it's not very easy, but as long as you focus on what you do and you certainly achieve what you desire.
Oh, that's amazing. So you started in real estate, and that's how you were learning. But you also studied chemistry at college. Were you at a
Yes,
college studying?
yes, this was in college, yes.
Yes. Where college did you go to?
It was called Alma Mater, which was in South Africa.
Oh, South Africa. Okay, great. And that's where you started studying chemistry, and you discovered you had a passion for petroleum, and that was your love and your interest, right?
Yes, very true.
Yeah, yeah. And then so you're like, okay, so you just did a little bit of real estate, and then you said, I'm gonna open up my company and then just make my dreams happen.
Yes, basically, yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
So what was the biggest challenge that you had to overcome?
I think the biggest challenge was, I think, being a young person and being the youngest person, youngest CEO in the oil and gas industry. I mean, it's an industry that's well dominated by the elders. But in fact, I came through with new ways of business to turn around the energy fortunes, and I mean, it was a bit difficult. My age was the most difficult thing, but I managed to conquer that because it's not everyone who believes in young people. But yeah, I found those who really believed in my vision. I stuck with them because the elderly don't have time, but they have wisdom. But the young have time and no wisdom. So when you bring the young and old together, we can bring something big. So then I found out that what, in order to conquer this challenge I have of my age, let me acquire the necessary help from those who are above me, and we sort of just came together, and the vision began, to move, and I managed to get to where I am today.
Oh, that's amazing. And then, so was your family in the business of oil, or was it? Did you have oil in your family, or you were the first person to go into oil?
Okay. Well, my family has been a business family. Growing up, we were all into business. Mostly, my family was into the pharmaceutical industry, in fact. But then when I came in with the oil and gas, I then began that new initiative within the whole family. So it was something new, but then in terms of the business method of doing things, it was not new to them and to myself, but rather the oil and gas was definitely new to everyone within the family.
Oh, so how did tell us more about your business. Like, how did you start? Did you have to find land and buy land and then start to find the places where oil you can dig for oil, or what was your approach to your plan of action, your business plan?
Okay. Obviously, we have to start small, but keep the vision big. What I did was first seek investment of 2 million US dollars, which was involved in your oil and gas retail sites. I mean, those are your gas stations, your service stations, per se, which is basically how we started to operate. And we started operating by buying storage sites to store fuel and sending your fuel across the region and so forth. But we are currently working on, I think my company is working on an oil refinery project, which is in fact the first ever to happen in my country. And this has secured an investment of about 700 million from Saudi Arabia.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. So you just have this passion and this gift for business, and that's why you're definitely a leader and just a standout and extraordinary. That's why you are an amazing entrepreneur. So I want to know, do you want to share anything else about your being a board member? What is it like being a board member of For Energy?
Okay. What For Energy does? For Energy is actually a solar company, solar energy company. So being a board member, in fact, I'm good at working with a team. So it's good to bring in ideas with everyone else. They say if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. And this is when being on a board helps because you actually go far. You bring in ideas from each and every person who is involved. And once you've got many ideas, you can always come down to one positive initiative, and definitely it will work out. So it's very interesting. And for me, it's something which I definitely love to do, and I'm honored and grateful to be part of.
Oh, that's amazing. So, what is your investment portfolio? Can you share some of your interest in investing?
Okay. First and foremost, I do invest in first. My first priority is actually youth owned businesses, because I do have a passion for the youth, because the youth usually struggle in getting investment, because most investments, you need to have security and so forth, and most young people don't really have that. So my first investment, rather my investment portfolio consists of course, oil and gas, because you have to invest in what you know. Real estate, once again. I also invest in mining, gold mining. It's something I'm part of as well. The medical industry as well, medical supplies, etc. In fact, the Marhaba group of companies, where I'm a non-executive director, is a medical company. So I do invest in the medical field. As well as I mentioned that my family was involved in the medical industry. So I've got knowledge in that industry as well. So anything medical, real estate, oil and gas, retail, and rather anything that people need at every time. Because people will always need food, people will always need water, people will always need fuel, people will always need a home, a shelter. So I basically invest in those type of industries. So if one person wants to open a supermarket, I'm the right person to speak to. You know, so basically, I'm really open to anything. I invest in anything as long as it's guaranteed that it will give me at least a 50% profit margin in the future.
I like that. 50% profit margin. That's amazing, right?
Yes, definitely.
So oil is so basically, is oil just has a bigger profit margin, even with all the battery cars and the laws that are going to be coming up, and because people are looking at like the Teslas and the all those Neo cars and all the cars that are going battery operated. But also people, I don't think people realize, but the batteries, what happens to the batteries? That's a big environmental hazard. It's not green, the batteries. They're very
true. It's very true. I mean, solar energy is not as green as it seems to be. But it's something that I think the world will realize as we keep on going on with it. To each and every good thing, there's always something bad to it. And I think there's just all this excitement about solar energy, but yet we have batteries as well. Battery operated cars, etc. But there's always something harmful about something good, and that's basically how things are in this life.
Well, I mean, there are cars that can run on water and air without oil and without batteries, but that wouldn't be profitable. So the environment always seems to suffer from big business, but without big business, it's got to make money, right? If it doesn't make money, then it's, I mean, our world is, I think it's all about profits, right? As much as people want to say we care about the environment, because what do you think about Bitcoin and Ethereum and blockchain technology? Are you invested in any of that?
In fact, this is actually a funny story. I was one of the first investors in Bitcoin when it first started. But unfortunately, I'm sure you remember at the time that Bitcoin crashed. If I'm not mistaken, was it 2017 when Bitcoin crashed for the first time? And in fact, that's where I lost all my funds that I invested into Bitcoin, funny enough. But after that, Bitcoin began to rise until where it is today. But I do invest in cryptocurrency. In fact, I've got very close mates in the industry, one who has actually studies on currency known as the African dollar currency, which is backed by, your Bitcoin, etc. So I am involved in it, but because I'm more on hands-on investing into something that I can see, I can't say I'm fully into cryptocurrency as for now, but I'm still acquiring the relevant knowledge. Once I get the knowledge I need, then I'll be full-time into cryptocurrency.
Oh, amazing. So there's actually an African dollar cryptocurrency?
Yes, it's called African dollar cryptocurrency. What it is, it's more than just a cryptocurrency. It also involves like an online platform where people can buy and sell, basically like your Amazon, but it's an African dollar site basically where you come and put your goods and so forth, and you can sell your products there. But then the currency you use to transfer is the African dollar. So it's basically like a whole Amazon, but then instead of using your PayPal, your credit cards, they're using the African dollar.
Oh, that's amazing. And what is the website called?
I should be just African dollar, www.africandollar.com. Yes, I'd have to check on that one, but it's www.africandollar.com. Yes.
We should have a girls' guide Bitcoin. Future moguls are mogul Bitcoins. Yeah, someone should contact me and say, hey, we need mogul Bitcoins, Maryland.
Definitely. Yeah. You should do that. Yeah, so it does. There's all these issues with, sending money across the globe and these regulations and stuff. So they make it very hard for, high net worth individuals to send money across the globe. So what the African dollar does, it does actually limit, the pressure from, your normal banks, etc. Because, you're in the States. I'm in Africa for now. But if we have to then do business using the African dollar, we avoid all the hassle that banks bring, because it's as if you're sending money to another country, but it's as if you're sending money locally. So basically, there are no restrictions.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, that's very interesting. Like investing is very interesting. Like you're basically almost how good are you at picking and not predicting the future, but seeing like what the future holds and what products and companies will be disruptors in the future, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So, and some people pick good stuff. Some people don't pick good things. It's very risky. That's why they say investments are risky. Enter at your own risk. Talk to your advisor. We don't give out any advice. This is for only entertainment. But I want to ask you, so what are some of your achievements that you are just very very delighted about?
Okay. I think one of my greatest achievement, I think we mentioned it earlier on, like being selected in the top five of the best entrepreneurs in my country. I think for me that's one of my greatest achievements because I think in a population of the 20 million, if I'm not mistaken, being selected in the top five is quite amazing. And I mean, being chosen to also advise high net worth individuals, securing investments of close to $1 billion. It's a very amazing achievement and something that motivates me to keep going higher.
Yeah, that's amazing. That must be really exciting to be able to look at investments and say, this one's great. This is going to be amazing. It could be changing our future to be better and more beautiful and just, make things better for everyone around the world. That's really powerful. Congratulations.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. I'm honored.
Yeah. And then so did you can you let us know what's coming next for you? Or do you have any big plans that are coming up?
I think I plan on opening, in fact, one of the biggest networks in terms of entrepreneurs. I mean, motivation is something that we really like in this lifetime. So basically, opening a platform for each and every entrepreneurs that will come and receive investment that won't be as restricted as they are today. So it's basically a family of entrepreneurs, but it's globally connected. In other words, it's much easier to do business with someone in the States because you now know the person that side. So basically, I'm aiming to open a family of entrepreneurs that's with global presence. That basically almost like the WPAF, but basically something that I run with my vision and I invest my personal funds in that place. And but in terms of my business, I do plan on making a change across the globe, hoping to have Zueth Petroleum present in each and every country on the planet. That's the plan, that's the vision, and we're working hard towards it. And definitely, we're hopeful that by 2030, we'll have Zueth Petroleum, at least 60% of all the countries in the world.
That's those are some amazing business plans for you, and we wish you all the luck. And then I want to ask you too that you said that you're passionate about youth entrepreneurships and you promote investments of youth owned businesses worldwide. So a lot of our listeners are young. We have our listeners varying from all ages. We have male listeners, we have female listeners, we have all kind of listeners, future moguls, future entrepreneurs, and startups and business owners that are listening. So that they're that people that are actually young youth that own businesses, that's really incredible. Like that someone can be so young, knows how to make an LLC or corporation, finds the funds, able to make a product. Because I remember like in college, I was always trying to invent something. I didn't know how to start. I didn't know how to start because I was one of the first people to invent the dog carriage, like where you have the dog and you carry the dog around, the little dog with the wheels and the little handle. I always wanted to do that.
Yes.
But I didn't know like how to put the plan together, or I didn't even know about an LLC, a corporation. So that's really amazing. How does a youth approach you? Do you have a company, or how do you do that?
Okay. How does someone within the youth approach me for assistance? Is that the question?
Yes.
Okay. Basically, my email. I can say it out if you don't mind.
Oh well, they can contact me, and then we'll refer them to you, so that way, because we don't like giving emails over the worldwide net. You'll get spammers. You'll have
Very
like a
true,
million
very true,
spams. You'll be like, oh, it's very, we kind of like, yeah.
very true.
So, yeah. Or if you have like a website or something like that, it's a little bit better. So it can be like filtered, probably is best.
Okay, okay. And the only website we have is the company website, but this is exclusive of the company. This is me as an individual.
Okay.
So what we can do is any person within the ages of let's say 16 to 35, that needs assistance in business, they can contact you. Then that way you can give them my contact.
Great. And then so they have to be anywhere from 16 to 35. And
Yes.
What country? Do you have to be from a particular country, or they just have to?
Oh, no, it's globally. Anywhere, they can be in China, they can be in Pakistan, they can be in Saudi Arabia, anywhere. I'm available.
Okay, so they hear that, and young moguls, future moguls, aspiring moguls. See, we do our best to really help you to meet amazing people. So Ethan Moyo actually does help young entrepreneurs. Is there a young entrepreneur that you would like to share that you help that is doing well?
I think I've got quite a number, but there's one, in fact, I've been with him from day one, the longest. He's into mining, but he does mining in Africa. I've got some in the UK as well. They're doing very well and what they do. But funny enough, most of them that have come to me, they usually have big dreams, big ideas. Mining is something that's very big. So definitely, I do have some. One, his name is Mr. Nyati from South Africa. He's doing very well in mining, and he's been, we've walked a journey together, and he's very grateful because I support him not just financially, but the right advice when he's stuck through obstacles. So it's more than just financial help that I offer to the young people, but it's guidance. Because I've walked the path, and I've managed to actually acquire something. So definitely, any young person who's willing to get, the full package of assistance, not just the funding, because you can get the funding, but you might not know how to utilize the funds when something bad happens. So that's where I come in there. That once we then give you the investment, we're also able to provide the help.
Yeah. So, is there any advice you can give to our young future entrepreneurs and moguls out there before we head out to go work on our big business plans and big ideas?
I think there's what I call blue sky thinking, which is something that I have, adapted to. So blue sky thinking is when no idea is considered too good to be true. Now, this is a way of thinking that one big dreamer must always stick to, no matter how hard the situation is, no matter how hard the condition is. So you know what? Nothing is too good to be true. The moment you can think it in your head, you can touch it in your hand. So it's a point where you have to, don't get lost in your don't get distracted from your vision. Once you set your goal, you can achieve it. So definitely, of course, the road won't be tough, but often the roughest of trailers always lead to the most beautiful destination. So if you're in the fire, why do you want to wait in the fire? Why don't you keep on moving? So basically, yeah, that's my advice to any young entrepreneur out there, that what, that vision that you have in you right now in your heart, you can definitely achieve it. Don't put it down, because what, the sky is actually not the limit. There are stars above, so aim for the stars. That if you might fall, at least you fall down to the what, to the upper surface of the sky. So dream big, and every dream is definitely achievable.
Ethan Moyo, just amazing guests. I want to thank you for coming to the show. Moguls, thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. You have made us a top 10% global podcast all around the world. And just thank you everyone for listening. Until next week, make sure you hit the subscribe, 5 stars. And if you'd like to donate, please do so. All the links to Ethan Moyo will be in the summary below. Thanks so much, everyone. Cheers.